So these are some of the lesser known pals in Palworld that are secretly insane, and they are quite easy to just glance over to the point where you might even have missed that they actually have certain abilities and will enhance your gameplay in certain aspects. Now, depending on your personal Palworld skill level, you might already know about these pals, and that's fine, but most of you guys probably won't know about every single one of them, so either way, here we go. So first of all, we have the 3 base pals that are not the best at absolutely anything when it comes to work suitabilities, but they are still pals you really want to have in your base. First off, we have Shroomer, or Shroomer Noct, and in this case, if you are going from scratch, I'm just going to tell you, try to get Shroomer Noct because he's dark, so he's basically intrinsically nocturnal by being a dark type. And the reason why you want to have this guy is he has a partner skill called Swooshy Spores. Now, if we go to the Palworld database, we can see what that passive skill is, and here we go. At level 1, this decreases the sanity drop rate of pals in your base by 10%, and if or when fully condensed to level 5, it increases to 15%. This also means that if you have 6 Shroomers in your base, that is a 90% reduction to san drop in your base. So basically, your pals will remain sane for way longer and keep working for way longer as well. It is a very hidden, very strong base pal, because when you look at the stats of Shroomer, he basically doesn't do anything that well. He has level 3 gathering and level 3 planting and level 3 lumbering when fully condensed, and also level 2 handiwork. So like, he usually has level 1 and level 2 work suitabilities, but due to the passive he brings, you really want to have up to 6 of this in your base. Next up, you have Prunelia, and this one also has a partner skill. This partner skill is called Prayer for Abundant Harvest. Now, even though once again Prunelia is not the best at anything, she actually does have pretty good medicine crafting and even planting. Either way, she brings, or she or he or it brings a partner skill called, once again, Prayer for Abundant Harvest, which increases the amount of crops you will get per harvest. And you can see here, at level 1 this is 18%, at level 5 or fully condensed it's plus 35%, once again just boosting the amount of crops that you are getting. Think about when you're planting wheat, for example, to make cake, or to make flour to make cake, well, you can get 35% more wheat. And here's the kicker, you can have more than one Prunelia in your base and reap the benefits. So once again, if you have 2 Prunelias at max rank, that is basically a 50% or 70% increase in plants or crops. And if you have 3 of them, that is like 100% increase, or double the amount of crops. So once again, they stack with each other and simply help you increase your base output. Lastly, you have this one right here called Lulu. She has a partner skill called Floral Boost, and what this one does is simply increase the growth rate of the same crops. So from this, instead of, for example, getting, let's just say that berries takes 10 minutes to produce, they can take up to, like, if you have 2 Lulus, that is 100% increase, so they can take 5 minutes instead of 10. Simply increasing the amount of stuff you get by having Prunelia, and then Lulu will decrease the time it takes to get them. It will make your base so much more efficient. These 3 pals are a must-have for every single base out there, and I mean, Shroomer you want to have at basically every single base, and Prunelia and also Lulu you want to have at every single base where you have plantations. Next up is a pal you can get access to very early in the game itself, and that is a Felbat. In my party right now I actually have one of these, and I pretty much use Felbat quite a lot these days after learning about the lifesteal effect that Felbat has. So while fighting together, it grants both the player and Felbat the lifesteal effect, which absorbs some of the received damage and restores health. Now, this will be a very small amount, so like if we go over to the Palworld database again, you can see here at level 1 it's 2%, but at level 5 it's 6%, and even though that might not sound like that much, when it comes to you healing yourself for 6% of your damage dealt, think about the fact that you have probably about 10,000 health. I have 8.8k at the moment, and some of my attacks they hit for 200,000, which means 6% of 200,000 is 12,000. That means it heals me to full in one singular hit, whenever I'm using, for example, my rank 4 multi-guided missile launcher, or even a legendary rocket launcher. Any one of these, one singular shot heals me for every single piece of health that I personally have. Now, Felbat can be used in multiple different cases. You have, first of all, the level 60 oil rig, the level 55 oil rig, towers, tower bosses, and now if you have done every single tower in Palworld, you also have unlocked the hard versions, and in hard versions you are taking a lot of damage, in which case having Felbat to fight for you can increase, like, first of all, your survival. You can heal yourself for a lot while fighting these towers, and for strategies, I've seen so many people use Felbat when it comes to the actual endgame of Palworld. It is a ridiculously good pal to have. Now, this is basically one of those things where either you know about this or you don't, but if you do, well, once again, Felbat is incredible. If you don't know about it, well, at least now you do. And in this case, I'm just showing you guys how good this can be using the level 55 oil rig as an example here. So here I'm just trying to take as much damage as I can to show you guys how much this can heal me whenever I take out Felbat. And here you can see we took out Felbat, we took one singular shot, and we healed ourselves for about 60% of our health, or all of the remaining health that we had at the moment. So Felbat, very good pal to have if you don't have it yet. Now, one more pal that is often overlooked, but if you are an endgame Palworld player, you already know about this, but it's Tarantriss. I believe this is a brand new pal that came out in the Fabric update, and this pal is low-key insane. Now, a major reason for that is the simple ability this pal has, which is called Tarantriss Web. Now, if I just go to my party right now, you want to have a Tarantriss saddle to use this. So as you can see, the partner skill Tarantriss Web can be ridden, and while mounted shoots spider silk to grapple and enable rapid movement. Now, this one can be used in many different scenarios, but the two that I use it in is, first of all, if you have, that I used it in the past, which was before I turned the carry weight of items down to 0. As you can see here, nothing is weighing anything anymore. But if you have carry weight and you want to carry things from base to base or just from chest to chest, you probably know this, but when you get really heavy on the carry weight, you start moving around really slow, in which case you can carry around a full backpack of ingots, iron and stone, summon your Tarantriss, and literally just grapple hook your way to the next place. So like, if I'm gonna put things into the gilded chest right here, and imagine I can't move right now because I have too many things in my bags, I can simply do this and place everything in the guild chest, and then go back. So like, for base building purposes, Tarantriss is insane, but also doing dungeons. Many of the brand new Fabric dungeons have a really like weird layout where you can't just use a ground mount and just zoom through everything anymore. There's like some ups and downs, in which case Tarantriss has this web effect once again to climb up. Like if you're going down and up as well, can climb using the same thing. So you can grapple hook, basically. It's a free grapple hook that this pal has access to. And for stats on my Tarantriss, I just want to share this too. I am going full on movement speed. So going back to Tarantriss here, we have Swift for 30% movement speed, Legend for attack, defense and movement speed, Runner for movement speed, and Nimble for movement speed as well. Now, for anyone who wants to copy those passive skills that I have, or those stats, and you're wondering how to get Legend into a Tarantriss, here are a couple of possible paths that you can take in order to accomplish that task. So there we go. Those are some of the lesser known, overpowered pals in Palworld that aren't really endgame pals, but at the same time they are. Like, none of these pals are really, like, bosses. You just catch them in the open world, and they are absolutely ridiculously good. So hopefully you learned something from this video and you found it informative and helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please take the time to leave a like down below and subscribe for more content. As always, I really do appreciate you watching the video, so thank you so much, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.